It looks like, and it sounds like, we're on the set of the remaking of Alfred Hitchcock's movie, The Birds. And that's because we have, well, this bird, this is Ias. Hello, Ias, how are you? Yeah, it's good to see you. And Dan Denelli, who's the certified golf course superintendent.
You got it, Mike. Yeah.
At North Shore Country Club. This is what he comes to work at every day, and I'm jealous. I have to tell you, I am jealous. I mean, you have this beautiful setting, you have nature, and that's part of what we're talking about here. I imagine there are people who would say, oh, it's a golf course. It's wasted space. They're pumping chemicals into it. Why do we do this? Why do we allow it? But here at this golf course, you have nature, you have hawks, red-tailed hawks, not this one, but others.
Right.
You have the birds in this tree, you have the purple martins, you have fish in the pond. There's a guy over there trout fishing today.
Right.
And that just gives you an indication that what you have here is a very healthy environment. How do you get that environment so healthy?
Well, I think all golf courses are important, open green space with healthy plant life that encourages an overall ecology, if you will. And golf course superintendents are, as a whole, highly trained. We're trained plantsmen, if you will. We do things to encourage plant and soil health for sustainability. Golf is a business. We rely on golfers to participate out here, but I think as far as stepping back and looking at the community that golf courses are in, it's a win-win-win.
And one of the ways you do that is by very carefully monitoring the inputs here at the golf course, and that includes the chemicals you use, but also compost and compost teas and that sort of thing. You've got vermicomposting there where you're taking the scraps from your kitchen and you've got the red wigglers, and you're creating vermicompost. That's amazing.
Right. You know, the goal, you know, it's an ongoing process. You continue to improve yourself as you learn and you grow. And, you know, so we try to do what we can to reduce energy needs and waste streams and do things more in a sustainable approach.
Before we go, you have to explain why Ias is here.
Well, Ias is a 28-year-old red-tailed hawk. He's a male. My wife and I are both licensed falconers and breeders. And the female unfortunately passed away about 3 years ago now, but we produced young with these birds and we donate them to environmental educational programs. And birds of prey are special because they're top of the food chain, so they're a good indicator species, and that's why we feel it's important that our wild red-tail that we saw number 10 persists here, because if things are being used that are persistent in the environment, it will bioaccumulate and eventually show up as some kind of dysfunction like DDT taught us in animals like that. So we use a lot of science out here and scientific data to guide us on how we do things and our needs, but also we rely on these fairly simple indicators like the trout in the ponds you mentioned. We have a lot of amphibians in our water, and they just don't tolerate pollutants and toxins well at all, or poor water quality. And so collectively, looking at it as a whole, we feel very strongly that it's a strong, healthy ecosystem out here that's 20 miles north of Chicago that, you know, when you see deer and coyotes and hawks, bluebirds, you know, it makes you feel good.
You must be doing something right. Well, thank you very much, Dan.
Thank you, Mike.
And thank you, Ias, for being a part of this. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
After the break, we're going to Centennial Park. It's a prairie, not too far from here, actually, and it's just waking up for the season. Ias, I'm afraid you can't come along, but I'm going to go, and so is Jennifer.
Dig In is growing. From the West Coast to the East, you'll see Dig In popping up everywhere with expert local gardening advice. Wherever you are, watch for Dig In, planting garden-to-table know-how across the country.